What's up, guys? Part-Time Gamer Dad here. Today I'm going to talk about what would WrestleMania 40 look like if CM Punk didn't get injured in the Royal Rumble and was healthy. So in this video, what we're going to do is explore the possibility that CM Punk returns at the Survivor Series PLE. He comes back at the Royal Rumble. He makes it to the final two. He gets eliminated, but he's still healthy and he competes in matches and storylines and feuds leading up to WrestleMania, on the road to WrestleMania. And what does that feud look like with Seth freaking Rollins or potentially Drew McIntyre? Before we get into it, make sure you like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers. The goal is to get to 2,000 subscribers before night one of WrestleMania, which is just over a week away. Also, make sure you comment down below what you think WrestleMania 40 would look like if CM Punk didn't get injured at the Royal Rumble. So, there's a lot of ways this could go, honestly, and I know the real easy idea is CM Punk versus Seth freaking Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, and I do think that's probably the route that WWE would have gone. But then that kind of brings other things into question, right? So, thinking about CM Punk and his story, we also have to kind of take one further step back and think about what would that have meant for the Bloodline storyline with The Rock, Cody Rhodes, and Roman Reigns, because part of the reason that I feel like they pivoted with Drew McIntyre being involved in the World Heavyweight Championship feud and also Seth Rollins being involved with the Bloodline storyline was because CM Punk got injured. Also, there's obviously a lot of other things that occurred that kind of shaped WrestleMania 40 a little bit differently than we anticipated, i.e. Brock Lesnar getting involved in the scandal involving Vince McMahon and that lawsuit. And as a result of that, he didn't come back to the Royal Rumble. And Braun Breaker kind of took all of his spots. And then, obviously, I think we were building to Gunther versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 40 for the IC title, but that fell through. So, Sami Zayn wouldn't be in that role, I think. I think it would have been Brock Lesnar versus Gunther, so that match alone would have been different. Also, Sami Zayn would have been in a different match, I really do believe, with Drew McIntyre, because whenever Sami Zayn came back in the number 30 spot, he immediately went after Drew McIntyre. They've had matches before that. They were already having a kind of a quasi-feud before WrestleMania. And then obviously afterwards, until Drew McIntyre kind of won that number one contendership for the World Heavyweight Championship and now is feuding with Seth freaking Rollins to be the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania 40 Night 2. But even beyond that, I think we would have seen Seth freaking Rollins versus CM Punk with no Bloodline storyline taking place, or we would have seen CM Punk in the Drew McIntyre role within the context of the Bloodline. Now, I think that probably wouldn't have played out because people love CM Punk, and I think we would have seen more of maybe a tweener role within Seth Rollins, and I think we're kind of leaning towards him possibly going heel anyways. So it would have made more organic, natural sense for that to actually happen with Seth Rollins becoming the guy who's, I hate Roman, but I hate Punk more, and so I want to rely on Roman to help me overcome this guy who nobody likes, and I'll help him with Cody because I also have beef with Cody. But that's kind of the beauty of WrestleMania 40 is that there's so many different elements that are involved in the storyline. There's so many routes that could have gone. That's kind of speaking to how great the product currently is. What would I have liked to have seen during that time? I honestly think CM Punk versus Seth Rollins as the night one main event would have been fire, and I would have had Seth retain. Not because I don't like Punk and I don't think he's deserving of it. Punk is injury prone. We know that because he got injured a lot in AEW, and now here he is, first match back. Well, not first match back because he wrestled Dirty Dom, but he wrestled him like on a house show. So in terms of first proper televised match back, that is probably where we would have gone, would have been Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, night one main event. And Seth Rollins really should have retained. And then Drew McIntyre could have been the guy to take the title off of him. I just don't know how any of the Bloodline storyline stuff would have worked out. And then also, what would have happened to Cody Rhodes if they had kept Rock versus Roman, which they had to pivot away from, I think, because CM Punk got hurt, and also because of the We Want Cody backlash. So, I don't know, and my hat is crooked, and you guys didn't say anything. But on top of all of that, I think we would have got the triple threat to end all triple threats between Cody, Roman, and The Rock, because there's no place for Cody to go on the card if Punk and Rollins are doing their thing here. McIntyre, Zayn, Gunther, and Brock. And I'm okay with that, because what do? You have Cody versus Logan Paul for the U.S. title. That doesn't work. And then who do you have Cody wrestle? Do you have him wrestle Cena? I don't think Cena's going to be wrestling. He's doing all the Hollywood stuff. You certainly don't have him versus somebody like Austin, like a legend like that. You don't put him against somebody like Solo Sikoa, because he won the Royal Rumble, and he should be facing Reigns. So I think you get him involved in the Rock versus Roman storyline, but it looks a lot different than it ended up being. So here's the match card I would have had if we had a healthy CM Punk. We would have had, for an IC title, you would have had Gunther versus Brock, and I would have had Gunther go over. For the world title, I would have Punk versus Rollins, with Rollins retaining. I would have had Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn duke it out, with Drew McIntyre obliterating Sami Zayn. And then the main event of all WrestleMania 40 would have been The Rock versus Roman Reigns versus the winner of the whole thing, Cody Rhodes. What do you think would have happened with the WrestleMania 40 card if CM Punk had stayed healthy? Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We are like 25 away from that goal, and we're trying to get there before WrestleMania Night 1. We got a lot of predictions coming up, the finalized predictions for WrestleMania 40, the Stand and Deliver finalized predictions, and then we also are going to have some more gaming content coming really soon. It's just WrestleMania season, guys, so we got to focus on all the wrestling content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.